So I really want this channel to be full transparency. You can see the mistakes that I've made and the progress that I've made, and you can help point out where I've made mistakes. And I'm more than happy to show you my mistakes fully and openly. So I have nothing to hide. I think it's funny when I'm in the last video I made, I saw that, hey, well, if someone's watching these videos, they might see that I'm down like $3,000 on SQQQ and so or TQQ. It's like, how is this guy supposed to be a professor, right? Well, first, I'm not a professor. I don't profess to know anything. My dad called me that, and that's why I named the title, the channel from that. But I thought, it's good for me to share with you what I've done and the mistakes I've made and lessons I've learned. Maybe so you can avoid these mistakes. So with looking here, if you look at TQQQ is a good example, right? I think there's a negative $3,879 right now. Am I worried? Absolutely not. I am quite confident that we're going to have a market spike, and I won't bore you with the details of why I think this is true, or I'd panic sell and get out of it. But I'm not worried one bit. There's two directions the market goes, up or down. Unfortunately, back in August 18th is when I bought this. And when after August 18th, it fell like a bloody brick. Ah! So if you paid attention to some of the other videos that I've posted, show you how to make money when you make a mistake like this and profit from it, right? I've not lost anything. I have not sold this, so I've not lost a thing. What I have done is made money. Let me show you what I mean. This is my history here for TQQQ. Bought it back on August 18th. Okay. Bought 200 shares. Ever since then, I've been selling covered calls against it. $46 one week, $6 next week, $14 next week, $6 next week, $2 the next week, $10, $36, $14, $8, $32. You see these are selling covered calls on something that I own. I'm promising to sell it at a later date for a profit. Look at the $156, $8, right? $4. You recently got $4. I got $22. I got $6, right? I got $19. Oh, actually, this is a dividend. That's beautiful. He even paid me a dividend for holding on to it. Completely unexpected. That was a nice Christmas present. Another $4. So I've made money, and of course, nowhere near. You're adding all this up. You're like, no, you're still in the loss. Absolutely, I am. But I have great confidence in which direction the market's going to go. And Ron Walker has been a huge inspiration. I really hope you take a look at his channel on YouTube. Go to youtube.com and type in Ron Walker. He's brilliant, and he's really given me a lot of insight. But I've learned and grew quite a bit. And the whole concept is you really want to. The whole goal was to stay cash in your pocket at the end of each day, or especially at the end of each week, right? I wasn't following that strategy. I would buy into something like this thinking that the market was going to go back up and I would have a chance to get out. And if it didn't, I refused to cut my losses and I held on to it. And when I did this, it fell from August. I mean, it fell and fell and fell and fell and fell. I said, well, I know which way the market's going to go. If you look at a 5-year history of the stock market, it's going to go up and down and up and down. We're going to come back up. You know, we're going to have a short squeeze, like Ron Walker says. We're going to have the mother of all short squeezes in the year of 2023, and that's going to push this up. And I could actually add more money to buy it to lower the average my cost basis down, but I'm not. I'm going to let this ride out, right? And I'm going to continue to sell covered calls when I can, when I think it's safe against it, and continue to make money until next in this year when the market turns around and goes the other way. Very much like SQQQ right now. Right now, I'm expecting this could be a short-term squeeze up, right? That's what we're happening now, that the market's actually squeezing up a bit, as evidenced by this last week or so, right? It's starting to squeeze up and up and up and up. It's going to continue to squeeze up, and then it's going to crash down. And when it crashes down, I'll sell my SQQQ. I bought him wasn't that long ago. I'm selling covered calls like a like a clock, selling covered calls against the offering that I've got. I didn't buy this long ago. When did I buy it? I bought it here, December 28th, right? Sold a covered call, sold a covered call, sold a covered call. I mean, sold a covered call, sold a covered call. I'm making money while I'm waiting, right? And in the next probably week or two, this is going to turn around. I'm going to get profit out of this. But what I've learned along the way is like purgatory. I think it's the symbol like of the yin and the yang, right? Or you how to describe this properly? We know where the market's going to go in time, but the whole idea is to use these indicators and get in and get out as soon as you can. So at the end of each day, 100% of this money should be in my pocket. I'm not going to leave it to chance. But right now, what am I risking? If China attacks Taiwan tomorrow and the market goes horribly south, guess who's got a smile on his face? I do. I've got an SQQQ, right? 100 shares of it. That's going to make me a killing. Right? I don't think the market's going to magically turn around and go screaming up for no direction for no reason tomorrow, but I think it could easily go south. So whenever you're placing your bets, and if you bought into an SQQQ and it goes south, you're like, well, I don't want to sell for a loss. Well, then don't, because there's one thing that's for sure: the market's going to drop, just like we're sure the market's going to rise. If you look at the history of the stock market, it proves itself time and time again. So you only lose when you sell. And when you make dare I say, when you make a bad decision, you can sell covered calls against it to get out of it. But I don't recommend holding and buying holding TQQ or SQQ for long times. This is an example of a mistake, and it's a mistake that yours truly made, and I will get out of it. I had at least 200 shares of SQQ. I think I made a video on that and how excited I was to get out of that. And then I put myself right back in only because I know that the TQQ is going to come out in the end. I'm sure the SQQ is we're going to bounce and come out of this. But the moral of the story, you really want to be cashed out 100% at the end of each day. You want to be able to sit there and at your look at your buying profile, buying power. Say, I've got enough to ride the storm no matter what. And at each day, I can decide to go in to use my buying power or not a dime, right? Only when the market looks good to me. When you're looking back at these charts that we were talking about earlier, only when I'm confident in these charts, my indications is when I make my trades, make my bets. If I'm not sure, stay out. You're sitting on a nice wad of cash, stay out. So but I want to have full transparency on some of the mistakes that I have made as a trader. Maybe you can help avoid those mistakes yourself. At the end of each day, when you make a purchase, make that your goal to get out by the end of each day with all of your money. Don't leave it overnight, even though sometimes it's really beneficial when you have an investment overnight and the market goes in your direction. You can wake up the next morning with a huge profit in your hand that you weren't expecting. I'd say that's more the exception than a rule. So with that being said, if you want to be a shrewd investor, at the end of each day, take your losses or take your wins and try again. Try again the next day. Do not leave your money sitting in the market, because if you do, you're in purgatory like I am. I'm waiting for this to go up. I'm confident that it will, and I'll show you videos when it happens. And we'll sell it. We'll celebrate together when I sell this to maybe 200 shares and be done with it. But until then, when I think it's safe, and I'll cover back to why I'm cautious on selling covered calls, and sometimes I can sell them with confidence, and sometimes not. This week, I think I'll stay back for a bit because I'm expecting the market to continue to go up, and in the covered call, if I were to sell a covered call now, if my end price is $37, I don't get much value, right? If I'm at 30, if the market were to swing up to 24, oh, geez, gosh, this is horrible. Yeah, at $22, they'd give me $1 for every 100 shares. They give me $2 to promise to sell my shares at $22. Well, if the market were to explode tomorrow or during this week, I would be forced to sell my shares at a loss for a $2 profit. No, thank you. It's not worth it. Sometimes when I'm greatly confident that the market's heading south, yeah, I'll threaten. I'll say, you know what? I know the market's going south horribly. You're right. Maybe something happens in the news or something's going on in the world. I'll know that the market's going the other way. It's not going to turn around. I'll turn around and I'll sell it. I'll say, I'll promise to sell my shares at $20 a share, even though they cost me 37. I'll promise to sell them at 20 to make a $20 profit. Or actually, since I own 200 shares, it'd be a $40 profit. All right. It's a bit risky, and I'll have to show you another video on how to sell it, how to buy back the contract in case you signed up on the wrong side, but then you end up losing money, and I don't like losing money. That's why I've not sold to lose money, right? I'm holding on to it, waiting for what I know is going to happen to materialize. So I'm sorry for the rambling video, but I really want this place to be a place of full disclosure to let you know what I've done, how I've done it, and mistakes I've made along the way. So to help you avoid those mistakes for yourself. If you like this content, let me know. Hit subscribe, hit the like button, tell your friends, kiss your mom. Have a nice day. Talk to you later. Bye.